What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here, and welcome back to my F1 2021 driver career for episode number 25. We're here in the Sochi drum for the Russian Grand Prix. Guys, I'm so sorry that I've done it again. I've neglected driver career for a decent amount of time. I really shouldn't, but we're going to try and push through to the end of the season before the 27th, so about 20 days or so until F1 22 drops. We've got a bit of a retirement announcement here before we kick things off. So Kimi Raikkonen's going to be retiring from the sport. Of course, doesn't have too much impact on us because we won't carry on to season 2, unfortunately. But yeah, so here we come to the end of this 2021 season. But regardless, we've got to push on our second race in McLaren at the Russian Grand Prix. So we're going to jump right into the workstation and get us underway. We're going to replace the gearbox as well. Just get into it. So here we are then in the workstation, getting ready for first practice for the Russian Grand Prix. Got Daniel Ricciardo across the table from us. It's still only our second race in McLaren, as I just said to me, because it's been ages since I last actually made an episode of driver career. So got our emails as usual, our weekend preview from new guy Pierre, and we've got our developments to complete. We've got 4 upgrades that have come through, 3 on durability and 1 on the powertrain, and the weather forecast is looking nice and sunny for the race and for qualifying, so no chance of any wet weather, which is always positive because I'm never the best in wet weather. Alright, we've got a powertrain upgrade coming through soon. So they'll be coming through in a couple of races time or something like that. We'll still be just behind Ferrari, but still in front of Aston Martin. So we're in a bit of a limbo there between those two teams. Right, let's jump right into first practice. Quick practice as always. See what we can get on with. Right, so let's go have a go at track acclimatization first. I can't speak. Right, we're going to jump into this first 100% success to start us off. We're going to try and get 3 here if we can. Another 70% chance. Oh, it's failed. Oh, that's bad luck. Got to try and give it another go. If it doesn't go through, we'll have to quit it. Okay, wait through that time. We've got just about enough time to go for another 70% one. 6 minutes 20 on the clock. Can we get it done? Yes, we can. Right, so we still get 3 in the end. We could have potentially got 4 had we managed to succeed the first time. Right, on to practice 2 though, regardless. I assume we reckon we definitely can race strategy this time. Just see what we can go for. Yep, have a look there. Big 13.5 minute one to go for, but guarantee success. 16.5 minutes still on the clock, so let's see what else we can do. There's a 70% one, which should, hopefully, if it does go through, that'd be great. It has gone through without issue, and we don't have enough time to go for anything more. So we end the practice 2. Right, we're going to look into ERS management for third practice now. Just see what we can get out of that. But first, let's have one more look at race strategy. See if we can get a third one. We can't. We failed it. Right, so I reckon we'll probably go straight over there to ERS management and see what we can get. Right, quick one to start us off. 7 minutes 50. We've got just about half the session left. See if we can get a couple more on the board. Oh no, we failed again. That's quite annoying. We'll have to go one more time. Hope this one succeeds. Yes, it does. So same case as practice 1. So in terms of those stats, in ERS management we get 2, track acclimatization we get 3, and race strategy we get 2 out of 5. So not too bad, but definitely could have been a lot better. And in terms of resource points, you get another 1,000 towards the team's total. 600 coming our way and 400 from Daniel. So that's always positive. We've got just under 3,000. We've got 1 development boost being applied, and that'll be a decent percentage off for the time being, just to get us those extra points off that we can really use later on. Of course, we've just got driver acclaim level 10, so that's lovely. Good stuff there. Right, so back in the workstation, getting ready now for the start of the race. Qualifying has been completed. I always do that off screen, obviously. And yeah, looking forward to the Russian Grand Prix. I'm okay at the Sochi Autodrome. Not my best circuit, but hopefully we can still make a good race out of it. There's our pre-race email. You know how I usually advise caution on lap 1? No heroics, don't damage the car. Some stupid pun about carbon fibre. Jeff wants us to go for it this time, so it'll be all out. Got the rivalry of Alonso still going on, our former teammate. We should win that in a couple of races' time. But yeah, we're going to try and throw the kitchen sink out in today's race and try and get good results. Here we go, let's do this.
Welcome along then to Sochi and the Russian Grand Prix, one of 8 cities in the world to play host to both the Olympics and a Formula 1 race. It's a Grand Prix that's proven difficult to crack for anyone beyond the first 2 rows of the grid in recent years, so let's see if that can change today. It's time to go racing then in the Sochi Autodrome, where the long run down to the heavy braking zone at turn 2 is one of 2 DRS zones around this 3.6 mile circuit. The other, of course, down into turn 13. 18 corners make up a lap here today, with an average speed somewhere in the region of 130 miles an hour. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Cohen and Leclerc, Sainz, Ricciardo, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Mick Schumacher and Lando Norris. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So here we go then on the grid in our McLaren for the start of the Russian Grand Prix after qualifying P5 on the grid. It's a very good performance for this McLaren team. Of course, we try and get on the podium if we can today, have a car pit strategy. We'll keep it on lap 5, that's we'll pit from softs to mediums. And then that should be that, and we'll turn down the fuel as always just so we can be a bit faster by those extra tenths. Right then, here we go now on the grid for the start of the Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Round number 13 of the championship, episode number 25 is underway. It's a great getaway there compared to Lewis on our right hand side. So he charged towards the tunnel, using that battery to our advantage. Verstappen just there in front of us. Sainz was trying to go around the outside for a second, going into that first right hander, but Lewis is still right there next to us. We got a couple of signs off on the outside to make our way down towards that first forward braking zone on the lap. Verstappen's on the inside of Bottas, Hamilton's on our inside. He's got all that shape on the exit, as has Verstappen, so he'll be on his inside now, trying to move up into third place here in this opening lap. Perez is pulled away to an absolutely super advantage there. Bottas is running in second, and Verstappen might just get us here. We're trying to go around the outside if we can, gone way wide in the process, and honestly, we definitely deserve a warning for that, as we do. I mean, if we had strict on, we most likely get a penalty of some kind. We've managed to gone wide again though, so this has not been a good first lap in terms of track limits. So have to be careful for the next lap or so. We are up in third place though. Verstappen versus Hamilton behind us. Those two about a second back now, so it's a decent start. We can now start chasing Valtteri Bottas for second place. Look at that, Perez already 2 seconds in front of us there. What a brilliant start he's had, but Bottas is our main priority right now. He's our first focus. Moving on to lap number 2 of this Grand Prix, we're right behind Bottas. We set a purple sector 1 there, so that's very good. We'll try and set purple sector 2 as well, try to get that extra point for fastest lap. Using that battery, we've only got 30% left, so I'm terrible with it in my ERS measures sometimes. Maybe I have to pay more attention to them practice programs that I don't do. Right, down this DRS straight, we've had DRS in a lap's time, and still chasing Bottas though. About half a second behind him here to make our way towards that second 2 split. Can we supposed to the fastest lap? We're 2.2 seconds up on our previous best effort. Making our way now back to this chicane, which I always hate so much. Gone way wide in the process, that was horrible. Right, we're still on the track there, 8 tenths behind Valtteri. Lewis is still 2 seconds back, Verstappen 2.4, so we're not doing too badly there, so we're very nearly going to the wall. So the only real problem so far is those track limit problems that I just keep on running into. I'm not very good with track limits sometimes, I do make common mistakes. On to lap number 4 now, Bottas has to pull out 2 second advantage of Roos, and Perez is further second in front. The DRS has now been deployed, Lewis is on the chase here, he's really managed to catch up. He's now just about just under half a second behind us on those straights.
It looks like we might have an issue. Hang in there, we're attempting to manage it.
So now we do have a problem here. I'm not entirely sure what in this stage, but Jeff said they're working on trying to fix it, but we've got to focus on defending from Hamilton and Verstappen in the meantime. We're still trying to chase Bottas, we're running out of ERS as well, so I'm not entirely sure if the ERS might be the problem. It's just unsure at this stage in the Grand Prix.
It looks like we're experiencing an ERS software glitch. Okay, touch wood. Seems like the fault has resolved itself.
I really do hate sometimes when this game stops me. It makes me think there's a warning of some kind, there's some kind of issue, but really there's not. But regardless, it turns out it was the ERS, but it wasn't the usage that might argue was the issue. Regardless, though,
good news. It looks like the fault has been fixed.
Really dropped back from us there. They're about half a second behind us now. We're still at the DRS on us.
Gap to car in front is 1.9 seconds.
The time being pushed on again towards the end of lap number 5 now. Lewis is now right on our tail. We're using our ERS to our advantage now. It's been fixed. But Lewis is still on the attack there, ever closing in. He can pull out to the left-hand side. We're going to give him the space, try to out-brake and go into the next right hand. We're going to get right late on the brakes. Oh, we've got a bit wide in the process, so we're back on the track. Lewis is on our outside, though, gone onto the grass. And I feel like we may have just got away with that there. A bit of corner cutting, a bit of slack. Had a tyre off the track. We managed to go with it regardless. Verstappen saw no opportunity to try and capitalise on Lewis going a bit on the outside, trying to make a move on me. So we managed to go there. Our control electronics is at 72%. I've just noticed that. So that's probably going to be an issue I have to watch for the rest of the race. On to lap number 7 now. Our pit window has now opened. We'll change onto that set of medium tyres. Daniel is in the pit lane as well, so we'll be pitting. He's pitting now. We'll pit at the end of the lap. We're still in third place though. Hamilton and Verstappen are both going to pit behind us. So they're out of the rain for the time being. So they'll catch up back up to me once we come into the end of this pit stop here. Into pits we come now. Going to be hoping for a fast change. Of course, one of the last few times where I'll be able to sit in the pit lane and not pay much attention to what's going on until we're back out on the racetrack. And there go Perez and Bottas just down in front of us in formation essentially. Hopefully we can get away okay. Oh, we've got to hold it because there's a couple of cars coming through. No! Well, sorry, it's just one car, it's Alonso. But still we've been held up a bit more there, and that might allow Verstappen and Hamilton to get out there in front of us. They're making their way through the last corner now. We haven't even reached the pit exit yet, so we're going to really struggle down this main straight. Can we get out in front of them in time? It's going to be very close with every car. Let's get already. So that's unfortunate. We're now down to P8. We'll gain back up to about P5 once the pit stops will cycle out. We've got Charles Leclerc now on our tail in the Ferrari as we make our way down towards that right-hander. He's right there alongside us, so let's cut him off if we can. And he had to brake early to avoid us, but we've carried way too much speed in the corner. We've cut the corner as a result. Once again, getting away with it. May have to turn up the corner fence to see at some point. We do get away with an awful lot. Pushing on now to lap number 10, and we have pulled back up to Verstappen and Lewis just in front. We have now got DRS for them, so it's going to be a very, very tight race to the end here for that final podium place. Hopefully we can get our hands on it. Perez and Bottas are now in a world of their own up front, and we're just in the middle of chasing these two. Everyone's in the middle of chasing those two up front. Right now we're focused on the Red Bull and playing in front of us as opposed to the ones up the road. Going wide once again there as a result. We'll try and get the DRS on Verstappen down the main straight. We'll definitely be within range unless he makes a kind of mistake. That's without a doubt. Whether we can get past him or not is going to be another question entirely. So we don't have much battery, and he's also going to have DRS off of Lewis down that straight. So we have to be very careful how we make our approach here. Whether we should try and outbrake him or whether we should try and power past him or pace him back out if we need to. On to lap number 11 now. 3 laps to go. So looking at we should catch him past Verstappen. We'll catch him. We should pass Verstappen regardless. Making our way down that straight now. He has got the DRS, as I said. We're going to have to try and outbrake him here. We haven't gained too much. We're going to duck to the inside at the last possible moment and move up past the Dutchman, who gets all out of shape coming through the corners. He didn't really see us coming. And we're now up into P4, and our job is now to chase Lewis over the next 2.5 laps. We're going to push forward now to the end of lap number 12 and to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. Verstappen still 3 tenths there, right there behind us. We've got wide of the last corner. Getting the last lap of the race in. We have a decent shot on Lewis here. We're not going to have DRS for the time being. Unsure as to why. But Verstappen's on the chase now. He's going to try and defend from us here. We're going to try and defend from him. He managed to get past us. Get back around the outside though. Unsure as to what's happened with the DRS, but we managed to get away with things. Got back across the corner and past Verstappen. In reality, we should be giving that place back, but the FIA in this game have really worked out for him.
He's on his last legs.
Should probably be
Let's
okay.
try to keep mileage on it to a
DRS
minimum.
fault, whatever's going on. Oh, we've got. Yep, there it is. Rear wing issue, and that's come through in the last couple of moments or so. It wasn't quite that radio message, I don't believe, but it's looking like it's going to be
There's only
quite
one
hard to
lap
pass
of fuel
Lewis
remaining.
if we have no DRS here on this final lap. Let's try and close in on him anyway. We're about half a second behind, make that 6 tenths now. He's really getting away. It looks like the podium position might just be out of our grasp as we hit the sausage curve and go a bit wide out the corner. Lewis will get even more time off us there. So now Verstappen's going to be our main priority in defending from him down this DRS straight, because there's more chance of him passing us than there is of us passing Lewis. Perez and Bottas are up front on course to finish first and second in this race. Lewis is going to take the final podium place and duck to the right hand side to come up with Verstappen. He goes to the left and now has to try and outbrake him like we did with Lewis earlier in the race. Didn't go wide this time, so we've learned from that mistake earlier on in the race. It doesn't look like we're going to take third place though. We are going to come home to take fourth. We can hold on for these last couple of corners up front. Oh, we've gone way wide there, overshot the corner by too much. And Verstappen might still have a chance. He's gone wide in the process, but he's still 8 tenths behind. Make that 6 tenths, make that 4 tenths. He's still right there. No mistakes in these final 2 corners. Perez wins the race. Bottas in second, Lewis in third. And we're going to come home here after a brilliant battle with these two to finish in 4th place. So decent race all round.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A great race then, and a fantastic win here in Sochi. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
So there we have it then. Sergio Perez wins the Grand Prix, Bottas in second and Lewis in third. That helped Perez to increase his championship lead over the rest of the pack. We've got a decent amount of points today. Italy got 13th, I think, so set the fastest lap earlier on in the race, so managed to get that too. So Perez now has a 40-point lead in the Drivers' Championship, and this is a sight I'd rather see in 2022, if I'm being entirely honest. We're there in 9th place, but Gasly still breathing down our neck in 10th, and we're still 4th place in the Constructors' Championship, but just 9 points behind the Ferrari. So realistically, we could very easily catch them in the last part of the season.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. We all underestimated you, didn't we? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash? Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
So that's the end of the interview there, and we've got our rivalry with Alonso continues to be broken down. We've got 4 on our side and only 2 for him, so it's 29 to 14 with a round to go. I suppose with that extra performance with McLaren, we should definitely get the edge there in the end. So about quarter of the way through driver acclaim level 10 as well. We're going to have to replace some components by the looks of things, especially that control electronics box. And then we've got an issue. We've got some points for the ERS fault we experienced during the race. Regardless though, we're going to try and push some stuff into upgrades here. We're going to go for an aerodynamics upgrade. That'll be through in 2 weeks time. That's all we have enough for at this point. Have a quick look through. Still there 4th in the performance comparison, and it looks like that powertrain upgrade coming through next Monday on the calendar. So look forward to that. Hopefully that'll bring us a little bit closer to Ferrari, help us claw some of those points back over the last couple of races of the season. But guys, that is the end of this video. We're going to advance time forward to the next race, which is Singapore and the Marina Bay Street Circuit. So look forward to that. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry again, I've been neglecting this series because the Prodigy took up an awful lot of my time over the course of things, but still make sure to like, share and subscribe if you want to continue seeing more of Driver Career. Check out the playlist if you're new, and until then you guys, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.